In the fast-moving world of daytime television, where every segment is timed to the second and hosts move from one topic to another with practiced ease, it is rare for a moment to stop viewers in their tracks. But every once in a while, something real happens, something unscripted, something human. That is exactly what recently unfolded when Ripa and Mark Consuelos shared a deeply heartfelt exchange on their show. The moment did not involve shocking revelations or dramatic celebrity feuds. Instead, it was rooted in something much more powerful: honesty, partnership, and mutual respect. And now, that moment is winning hearts online. For those who have followed Ripa's journey from her early days on All My Children to becoming the face of morning talk television, her evolution has been remarkable. She has always been known for her quick humor, her ability to laugh at herself, and her fearless approach to live television. But when her husband, Mark Consuelos, joined her as a permanent co-host, the dynamic shifted in a beautiful way. The couple brought their real-life partnership into the studio, and while viewers loved their playful teasing and funny stories, it was moments like this recent one that truly reminded everyone why this duo is so special. The moment started simply. There was no dramatic build-up, no ominous music, no cliffhanger. The two were discussing a routine topic, something about relationships and the challenges of daily life. But as the conversation continued, something shifted. Kelly began sharing a personal reflection about a difficult moment the couple had faced years ago. Her voice softened. Her usual quick wit gave way to genuine vulnerability. Mark listened without interrupting, his eyes steady and focused on her. It was clear that this was not a rehearsed bit. This was real. Kelly spoke about a time when both she and Mark were juggling demanding careers, young children, and the normal pressures that come with marriage. She did not paint a perfect picture. Instead, she talked about exhaustion, misunderstandings, and the silent struggles that many couples face but rarely discuss on camera. She explained that in those moments, it would have been easy to drift apart, but what saved them, she said, was a conscious decision to keep communicating, even when it was hard.
Mark then added his own perspective. He spoke with calm honesty about his own shortcomings during that period of their lives. He admitted that there were times he did not fully understand what Kelly was going through, times he assumed everything was fine when it was not. His willingness to admit imperfection struck a chord with viewers. Here was a Hollywood couple, successful and admired, openly saying that they had struggled too, that they had made mistakes, that they had learned from them. What made the moment so powerful was not the struggles themselves, but how the couple talked about them now. There was no bitterness, no blame, just gratitude for having made it through together. Kelly looked at Mark and thanked him for never walking away, even when things got hard. Mark smiled and simply said, "There was nowhere else I wanted to be." That line, simple as it was, seemed to capture the essence of their relationship. It was not about perfection, it was about presence. Within hours, clips of the exchange spread across social media. Fans on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook shared the video with captions like, "This is what real love looks like," and "Why can't more couples be like them?" Comments poured in from people of all ages. Young couples said the conversation gave them hope. Older viewers said it reminded them of their own long marriages. Even people who had never watched the show before found themselves moved by the authenticity. One viewer wrote, "I don't usually watch daytime TV, but this came across my feed and I couldn't stop watching. They are not acting. That's real respect." Another added, "Kelly and Mark just taught a masterclass in healthy relationships without even trying." The overwhelming tone of the response was gratitude. Gratitude for the honesty, gratitude for the vulnerability, and gratitude for the reminder that even people in the spotlight face the same relationship challenges as everyone else. The reason this moment resonated so widely is not complicated. In an era where so much of what we see online is curated, filtered, and heavily produced, authenticity has become rare.
Social media often presents only the highlights of people's lives, the vacations, the celebrations, the happy moments. But real life is not like that. Real life includes the tough conversations, the tired nights, and the quiet decisions to keep choosing each other. When Kelly and Mark talked about those things openly, they gave viewers permission to acknowledge their own struggles without shame. Another reason the moment won hearts is because of the obvious respect between them. In many public conversations between celebrity couples, there is often subtle competition or one-upmanship, but here there was none. Kelly spoke and Mark listened. Mark spoke and Kelly listened. They finished each other's thoughts not because it was rehearsed, but because they have spent decades learning how the other thinks. That kind of harmony cannot be faked. Audiences can always tell when a connection is genuine, and that is why they responded so warmly. The response also speaks to a deeper hunger in today's media landscape. With news cycles filled with conflict, negativity, and division, people are actively seeking content that makes them feel good. Not in a fake, overly positive way, but in a genuine, grounded way. They want to see examples of resilience. They want to see people overcoming challenges with grace. They want to be reminded that love, respect, and communication are still possible, even in difficult times. This moment delivered all of that. Fans also noted how refreshing it was to see a long-married couple still showing affection and appreciation for each other. In Hollywood, where marriages often make headlines for ending, Kelly and Mark have quietly built one of the most stable partnerships in entertainment. They have been married since 1996, which is an eternity in celebrity years. And what makes their relationship stand out is not that they never fight or never struggle, it is that they have clearly learned how to fight well and struggle together. The conversation also offered practical relationship wisdom without being preachy. When Kelly talked about the importance of checking in with each other, even on busy days, viewers nodded along. When Mark said that small gestures matter more than grand romantic speeches, many could relate. These were not revolutionary ideas, but they were presented in a way that felt personal and real. And sometimes the most powerful advice is simply hearing someone say, "We went through that too, and here is what helped us." As the online discussion continued, many fans started sharing their own stories. One person wrote about how they showed the clip to their spouse, and it started a long conversation about improving communication in their own marriage. Another said they had been going through a rough patch with their partner, and seeing Kelly and Mark talk so openly gave them the courage to start a difficult conversation they had been avoiding. That is the ripple effect of authentic content. It does not just entertain, it helps people. Kelly and Mark have not commented extensively on the viral response, which is typical for them. They have always been the kind of celebrities who let their work speak for itself, but their silence on the matter only adds to their authenticity. They are not chasing trends or trying to capitalize on the moment for attention. They simply shared a real conversation, and the world responded. That is the mark of true artists. For content creators watching this unfold, there are valuable lessons to take away. First, authenticity cannot be outsourced. Audiences are smarter than ever. They can sense when someone is pretending. Second, relationship content performs well because relationships are universal. Almost everyone has a partner, a family member, or a close friend. Talking about human connection in an honest way will always find an audience. Third, monetization-safe content does not have to be boring. It can be deeply emotional, as long as it stays positive, respectful, and non-controversial. In the days since the segment aired, the conversation has continued to grow. More clips have been shared. More people have added their voices to the discussion. Some media outlets have even written articles analyzing why the moment struck such a chord. But no analysis can fully capture what made it special. At its core, it was simply two people who love each other, talking honestly about life. That should never be rare, but in today's world, it feels like a gift. Looking back, it is clear that this moment will be remembered as one of the defining segments of Kelly and Mark's time as co-hosts.
not because of any dramatic announcement, but because of the quiet power of truth. They reminded viewers that behind every polished television personality is a real person with real struggles. They reminded us that marriage is not a fairy tale, but that does not mean it is not beautiful. And most importantly, they reminded us that sometimes the most powerful thing two people can do is simply be honest with each other and with the world.
As the internet continues to buzz with praise, one thing is certain. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have once again proven why they are so beloved. They did not need stunts, scripts, or scandals. They just needed to be themselves. And that is a lesson every content creator should remember. The moments that win hearts are usually the ones that come straight from the heart.